Good morning. Here we are in the sunflower patch. As you remember, these are Landrace sunflowers, which means we get as many varieties as we can. We mix them all up. We plant a field of them. We let them cross-pollinate. And the next year we do the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. The first year is when you get all the varieties together and mix them up. The second year, you select only the characteristics you want. And then each year you select those same characteristics until you have an entire field that are producing what you want. And then when every plant has those characteristics, that means the variety has stabilized and you have a predictable crop of what you're going to get. This year is the second year. Last year I collected as many varieties as I could. I mixed them up. And so we want to look at the genetic variability right now. So I'll just show you. This one's short and it has one head on it. This one's short, it has one head on it. The heads are big. This one is very tall. I can't reach the top of it. How high is that? That's pretty tall. The head is not huge, but it might get really big. So that is at a different stage of maturity because it's just now opening than this one. This one's at a later stage of maturity. The petals are drying, the seeds are maturing inside. So what are the characteristics we're looking for? I want a tall sunflower, I want a great big head, and I want more than one flower on each one that has big edible seeds, and the seeds have to taste good. Every sunflower in here, I tasted them. If it did not taste good, I didn't put them in here. Now, the way I did that is I didn't buy seed. I collected seed from friends, gardeners, from my own crops. So I had about 7 varieties. So that's not exactly getting every variety I can, but I was selecting for flavor. So I got entire heads and I would taste a few seeds out of each head. So I'm selecting for flavor, size, and
height.
How tall they are. Thank you. Run out of words sometimes. There's one down here that I'm thrilled about. And that's this one right here. I have not counted how many heads are on this. The heads are smaller, but it's interesting to see what's happening.
It looks like there's 7 heads on that.
So let's come down here and let's see what we've got. We have one. Now, interesting thing, this one's easier to see right here. Physiology of a sunflower. You have the stem coming up, and then you have the leaves coming out. A flower usually comes off of the terminal bud, which is the very top. If you do get auxiliary flowers, they come from between the stem and the leaf. And so another stem will come out here. So let's look at this multiple one, and you can see that happening. So here's our terminal bud on the top right here. And as you come down, the next flower over here is that auxiliary bud. This flower here is that auxiliary bud between the main stem and there. So anywhere there's an auxiliary bud, it could produce more seeds. This one right here, here's an auxiliary.
It's an auxiliary coming off the auxiliary?
Leaf, and here's an auxiliary coming off this one.
Oh, that's amazing.
So this plant, I'm going to save every seed I can from this plant, even if it doesn't get huge, because it does have seeds that are the size, like they're going to be the right size. If these don't taste good, I will still save this plant. I want that genetics, and I will mix this up with the biggest ones that only have one head that taste the best. And then over the years of breeding, we will be able to create a sunflower that has multiple giant heads that taste good. That's what we're after. We don't need charts. We don't need master's degrees and PhDs. We don't need any of that stuff. We need to know if sunflower tastes good and to be able to see if it has more than one flower on here, and we want it to get big. So next year, we will select from 2 or 3 plants from this row right here to recreate the field to put in a big old sunflower patch. One of these rye fields behind us here, we'll probably have a section with
Look at that. There's a couple starting already without you.
Yeah, I planted those. So let's just do a quick count. We're going to cut this video off. We have 1, 2, right here.
Oh, yeah.
3, right here. 4, 5. Holy cow. This is more amazing than I thought. Every single leaf has an auxiliary.
Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna come along here and show this here.
Let's look at the bottom.
Every single
Here's
one.
the bottom. So this one does not. Oh, it does.
It does.
Son of a gun, that's a bud.
Yep.
So
Because
the
leaf died off down below. Actually, that one is too. Look, there's the original leaf.
This is the dead leaf right here. Yep. So this is a flower auxiliary, just not producing a flower. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This one leaf doesn't have it. Oh, I'll bet. Look at the way the cells.
Oh, that is
look
one.
Look at the way the cells are coming up to the main branch.
Yep.
So that one's iffy. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of our top main branch. It gets confusing right there. 99 point something. Who knows? Most of our... If we counted the main bud, the main head, as one from this leaf, but it has a leaf there. So almost every one of these has an auxiliary branch with the potential to create heads. Is this one going to open a flower and be a huge head? No. But it has the characteristic we're looking for. We got to think 10 generations ahead. This is fantastic. Is this one doing it? Look at this beauty right here. Beautiful. Look, we're just going to sneak peek underneath these guys. Nice big seeds in there.
Oh,
but does it have any auxiliaries? No. There's none. What about this one? No. That one? No. So this is fantastic. So if somebody came out here and helped me pull all my weeds and pulled the sunflower, I'd really be jumping up and down. So this is what we're looking for in landrace breeding. So we have sunflowers here. We have sunflowers way over there by the red barn.
Yep.
We have sunflowers behind me out in this field. And we are looking for any kind of characteristic where we are getting that multiple head. And all you have to do is walk along here and look and see what we've got. But that's fantastic. This is fantastic. So in a decade from now, we can offer seed to fantastic places like Baker Creek, who can distribute seeds to the world, and we can have a brand new variety. I'll be able to name that variety. If a scientist or seed breeder develops a variety, it is their right in humanity to name that variety, so I'll call it some crazy thing, and it'll be fantastic, and we can introduce this variety to the world. Next year, what if we plant an entire field and none of them have that double characteristic? What do we do then?
Feel bummed.
Don't despair. What did you say?
Feel bummed.
Don't despair, because in plant breeding, sometimes a trait skips a generation.
That's interesting.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so what we would do is we would replant our best seeds with the other characteristics we want, and those genetics of the multiple heads can show up again. Okay?
Awesome.
So I know this was a long video. I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's fantastic. Hopefully this helps you support the Ukraine with the sunflower.